Hey guys, it's Tabby here. I have had a lot of people ask me recently about teaching English online, so I wanted to make this video to kind of answer some of the big questions that people ask me and give you a little bit more information. So I currently teach with 3 different companies. My main company that I do most of my teaching with is VIPKid. I've been with them for almost a year and a half now. I started teaching with them when I was still teaching in a school, and then I quit school teaching and then I started doing it full time. And I did it full time for over a year, just VIPKid, before adding in a couple other companies. The second company that I just started with a couple months ago is USKid. They're a little bit smaller and still growing, but had a couple classes with them. And then just like last week, I started with a brand new company called GoGoKid. They are brand spanking new, but they have just kind of hit the ground running. I've already taught a bunch of classes with them. So I will go into more detail in other videos about these 3 different companies and how they're a little different and the same. But I wanted to talk about just like online teaching in general. There are a ton of different companies that provide this now because it's a huge business in China. Kids in China, most of them do take English classes at school, but they are looking for native English speakers, and specifically these companies, a lot of them offer native North American accents for English. So American and Canadians are what they are looking for. Um, and the number one question that I get asked about this is, do you speak Chinese? Do you speak Mandarin? No. The answer is no. These are English immersion programs. So the kids are only hearing English. The only time Chinese is spoken is when the tech support people are on the phone with the parents trying to troubleshoot any computer issues. Uh, Kids pick it up real fast, especially when they're only hearing English. You're using a lot of big hand motions and, acting out the things that you're showing. You're showing them a lot of props, a lion is roar like this, to help them learn. It's a lot of letters and phonics and the things that I taught when I taught kindergarten. It's very similar to that. You will get kids that are on all different levels. Some kids will come in with no English at all. Some kids come in sounding like native speakers, and you're teaching them more like you would an English class to kids in America. They're doing reading passages and comprehension and things like that. But then you've also got, the 3-year-olds that were just singing and dancing and, looking at letters, and it's a lot of fun. So, the platforms are all kind of similar. They have a place where I can see the video of the students, and they can see my video, and I can see my video as well. And then I have the lesson, which is kind of like a PowerPoint slideshow that you click through. You can draw on them. Some of the platforms are more interactive where the kids can drag and drop and do things like that. And then there's a chat box where you can chat to the kids, to the tech support people, and things like that. There is no lesson planning. All of the curriculum is set and the kids move through the lessons in order. The kids can take classes with any teacher, so you might not see all the lessons in the order they go. I might teach the kid one lesson and then they might take the next class with a different teacher, and then I might see them again for the lesson after that. It's pretty cool. The kids can take classes with you or with another teacher. So you will see some kids where you only teach them, some kids where you share them with other teachers, some kids that you might see one time and never see them again. But my favorite thing about this is how flexible it is. I can set my schedule however I want. If I need to take this day off because I have something planned, I cannot schedule any classes that day. If I need to take my class on the road, which I do quite a bit, I can. This is not my house right now. This background is my travel background. I'm watching a friend's dog right now. But I have taught from Prague, I've taught from Mexico, I've taught from several different states, many friends' houses with their dogs, my house, my parents' house. I teach from everywhere. As long as you have internet, you are good to go. And actually, I said that was the best part, but the actual best part is there are no report cards, there are no lesson plans, there are no staff meetings, no parent conferences, no paperwork, none of that crazy stuff that prevents you from actually teaching your students. You have 25 minutes, and all you have to do is teach your one student. Um, most of the platforms are one-on-one, one kid at a time. You might see their parents or their siblings or other people, but it's really just that one student you're teaching. USKid is starting group classes. There's some other companies like Magic Ears that also do group classes, but even then, with USKid, the maximum is 8 kids in a class. Nothing like the 28 kindergartners that I used to have, in one class. um, so it's pretty great, but it wouldn't be a fair video if I didn't give you a few of the cons. There are some things that are not always so great about it. The one thing is the parents book the teachers. This can be really good or really bad depending on your teacher. I am lucky right now at VIPKid. I have a lot of parents that book my classes, so I am fully booked with them. Any slot I open, most of the time will fill. And even the slots times when the kids are in school during the school year. I have no idea why these kids are taking my classes and they're not in school. I had one kid that I've been teaching all year who recently told me he wasn't in school last year because he was studying for an exam to get into a different school. I didn't even have any idea. I just knew that I taught him around 2:30 every day, and I didn't know why he was not at school. But the parents pick you, they book you. But when you're first starting out and you don't have the parents that know you yet, it can be a little bit harder to get started. So for right now with USKid, because it's kind of a newer company for me, I am having a harder time breaking through in there. I haven't gotten as many bookings, so you kind of have to get the first booking, and then from there it'll kind of snowball. But at first it can take a while to get a lot of classes scheduled. The other thing is that because the parents pick you, you can't pick the kids. That means that you will end up with that one kid that you don't know why they keep booking you. You are like, this lesson was horrible. I don't want to see you again. I can't imagine that you want to see me again. We didn't click at all, but for whatever reason, the kid loves you and they keep coming back and coming back. It's no different. You can't kick out your kids in your classroom in a school, anyways. And this time it's only one, so 25 minutes, and then you get to say goodbye. um, the other thing is the flexibility is great because you can teach anytime or not teach anytime, but you have to remember that you are not salaried. It's an independent contractor. You're getting paid for the classes that you teach. So if you don't want to teach at Christmas, you don't get a week and a half or 2 weeks off at Christmas. You have to take that time off and you don't get paid for it. So that means you kind of have to really think about that and rearrange your schedule and how you're going to teach so that you make sure that you're getting the money you need to get each month. And again, because the bookings aren't guaranteed, so when there's holidays in China, or what I notice when the kids go back to school in the fall, the bookings can drop. The kids aren't necessarily taking as many classes as usual. So it's never a guarantee on if you'll get the classes booked or not. Um, but other than that, it's a pretty great gig. I love it a lot. So if you have any other questions, please let me know. I will make some more videos about the different companies that I teach with and any other things. And I would love to help you with the interview process at any of them. But I hope this helped you a little bit, and we'll talk to you guys later.